Do you know that you can do more than what you are doing right now? You might be a medical doctor, you might be a professor, you might even be a bishop, you can even be a head of state or head of, president of a country. Or you can, if your dream does not scare you, then you need to dream again. You know why? Because you have greatness in you. Do you know that you can do more than what you are doing right now? You might be a medical doctor, you might be a professor, you might even be a bishop, you can even be a head of state or head of, president of a country. Or you can still do more than that because you have greatness in you, because you can do all things, because you have gifts that you have not recognized yet, because you have a book in you to write. Your voice, the world is waiting for. They want to hear from you. They want to see your creativity. So that is why I'm telling you that you have a lot that is still in your storehouses that needs to be bring out.
Please subscribe to our TV. Why is it going like that? Hold on. Let me just come out of this thing. No.
This is me.
Okay, let me come out of that. Right. I just want to encourage you all to subscribe to YYCI TV YouTube channel for you to receive more of our blessings and our teaching, our inspiration and nugget of wisdom. I won't waste much of your time because I've got a beautiful sister, Dr. Ijeoma Esther Nnamdi, and she will be sharing a valuable thought with us. I've enjoyed Doctor's prayer, and I believe every one of us has done the same thing. But I will encourage you, listen to the video again and ask your questions. Send your questions to us, and then we'll be able to pass it on to Doctor's prayer so that we can do more better. Okay, now we have in our midst Dr. Ijeoma Esther from Nigeria, and I would just like to read more about her. But then before then, let us focus, be on solution driven, impactful, and resourceful. Okay, so let us know about our next speaker. Dr. Ijeoma Esther Nnamdi from Nigeria will be sharing with us a very important important topic as well: emotional intelligence and its impact on relationship building. Dr. Ijeoma is an international keynote speaker and human capacity development expert. Dr. Ijeoma Esther Nnamdi doubles as a consultant, renowned author, and publisher with 30 published works. She's been crafting stories since she was old enough to hold a pencil. There's been a plethora of global validation for a high energy keynote presentation with high recommendation and referrals for having an uncommon inspiration. Dr. Ijeoma is an outstanding millennial serial entrepreneur and multi-award winning publisher of Africa's leading health and motherhood magazine, Mommy and I magazine, which I love to really get that magazine myself. And she has spotlighted great women entrepreneurs whose entrepreneurs doggedness emblazoned their name across the sky, both in Nigeria and in the diaspora, thereby helping hundreds of thousands of women around the globe to draw inspiration. Hence, courageously dive into entrepreneurship to reduce their level of dependency. Dr. Ijeoma utilizes her creative energy to the fullness to reposition the mindset of African youth, especially women and girls, In 2018, she was invited as a special guest speaker by the Office of the First Lady of Abia State, Dickiness Nkechi Okezie Ipazua, to commemorate the International Girls' Day because of her years of experience and devotion in helping women discover themselves. Dr. Ijeoma Esther Nnamdi has spoken in 150 national and international youth events with 70 international and national awards to her credit as a professional keynote speaker and international author. Her strong background in learning, development, and handling different supervisory and managerial roles makes her the perfect fit in any organization, as she has an unbeatable track record of excellence in management, having worked with several multinational such as Chai Pharmaceutical Limited, Society for Family Health, USAID, and the Group General Manager, L'Oreal Solution, and its oil and gas sector. Let's read more. Her contagious passion and enthusiasm to assist African youth break barriers, coupled with over 12 years of investing into human capacity development, attracted multiple international appointments, as she is the country advisor, Nigeria, Global Educator, Forum India, country leader, Nigeria, United Nations Human Rights Organization, and head of event and planning committee at IIU African Continent Youth Summit, International Intensive University, India. She is also a member of the International Board to direct the Youth International Leadership and Award Summit 2023, and organized by Youth International Leadership Institute at YIL Network, Monrovia, Liberia. Using her wealth of experience, knowledge, and skills, she works with leading brands as a trainer to guide their team on customer service, relations, emotional intelligence at the workplace, and team building. Finally, she's the author of Monetize It, Reinventing Yourself, Youthful Without Blemish, 100 Questions You Must Ask to Avoid Tears, and the other publication. So allow me to welcome Mrs. Dr. Ijeoma Esther Nnamdi to come and share a wealth of knowledge and experience and wisdom. So you're welcome, Doctor.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prof. Elizabeth Lucas. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here. This is Transformational Leadership Masterclass. And I believe this is a platform that raises world giants across the globe. You are doing such a great job with Yes, You Can International, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of this amazing platform today. So the topic we are looking at today is emotional intelligence and its impact on relationship building. At this point, I would like to share my screen.
Yes, you can share your screen.
Okay, we are looking at emotional intelligence and its impact on relationship building. How does emotional intelligence impact the way you build relationship with others, the way you network with others, the way you collaborate with others? Because when you're talking about relationship, we all, as humans, we all relate with each other. We cannot succeed in isolation. We cannot go far in isolation. No one is a compendium of knowledge. You don't know it all. I don't know it all. Hence the need to build a stable, long-lasting, and healthy relationship with people. Remember, I use the word stable, long-lasting, and healthy. Stable in the sense that you are in a relationship with people where they benefit from you and you benefit from them. It is long-lasting when you ensure that the relationship lasts and survives the test of time. Because when you're relating with people, a lot of things will happen, a lot of, clashes will happen, sometimes conflicts, but with emotional intelligence, we are looking at how emotional intelligence will help you to build a lasting relationship with people. And we are also looking at how emotional intelligence will also help you to build a healthy relationship with people. Because I don't like toxic relationships. Some relationships are toxic, not good, not wholesome. So if you apply emotional intelligence in your relationship with people, it will definitely help you to build healthy relationships. Aristotle said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. I want to start with this. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. For you to understand emotional intelligence, the first step is self-awareness. You need to be aware of yourself. You need to know your strengths, your weaknesses, how you relate with people. So for you to understand how emotional intelligence imparts relationship building, you must first of all understand yourself as an individual. Now, what is emotional intelligence?
Is it possible to enlarge it? Is it possible to make it bigger? No?
Okay.
Okay. So that we can see
So let me see the words. Okay, let me see how to make that possible.
Okay. If not, just continue.
Is it okay like this?
Not there. Not there. It's
okay.
There's a button that you can click, but don't worry, just continue. Just continue.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we are looking at emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the capability of individuals to recognize their own emotions and those of others, discern between different feelings, label them appropriately, use emotional information to guide thinking and behavior, and manage or adjust emotions to adapt to environments or achieve one's goal. Whenever I'm talking to students, I always summarize this as emotional intelligence is the ability for you to walk through the crowd without stepping on anyone's toes. That is what I describe as emotional intelligence, if I'm to use a layman's language. If I'm to describe it in a way that everyone will understand, it is the ability for you to walk through the crowd without stepping on anyone's toes. And I know some of you will be asking, is it possible to actually walk through the crowd without stepping on anyone's toes? Remember, we are not talking of walking through a crowd like you are in a stadium and you are walking through the crowd. No, that's not what I mean. I mean in your relationship with people, having the ability to recognize your own emotions, how you feel, understanding yourself, knowing yourself, understanding other people, how other people think, how other people react, what triggers people around you, people in your environment, being able to label each of these feelings appropriately in your relationship with people, knowing the things that you will do and it will trigger a negative reaction, and knowing the things you will do to trigger a positive reaction. So emotional intelligence is actually a skill because it's not everyone that has it. To some people, it can come off as natural. Some people have that wisdom to relate with people effortlessly. But to a lot of people, most of us, we need to learn it because we have different temperaments, we have different personality types, and in our daily relationship with others, be it in our workplace, be it an employer and employee relationship, a manager and an employee relationship, a relationship between our peers, people that are within the age brackets, and our relationship with the elderly. The ability for us to understand how to navigate each of these relationships and bring out the best in people and bring out the needed reaction that we want to see from people is important. That's why emotional intelligence is very important. You cannot talk about relationship without talking about emotional intelligence. You can't talk about building relationship, team building, working with others, collaborating with others, partnering with others without implying emotional intelligence in your dealings with people. So this is just something to let you know how important the topic we are discussing today is, because I need you to understand the fundamentals. It's not about understanding the body of the message. Understanding the fundamentals, the building blocks of our topic today will help you understand the message in all its entirety. So what are the components of emotional intelligence? The first one is self-awareness. Remember the post by Aristotle? He said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Self-awareness, understanding yourself, knowing the stuff you are made of, knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, knowing your loopholes as a person helps you to become emotionally intelligent, because you can't give what you don't have. You won't understand other people when you have failed woefully in understanding yourself. It all begins with you as a person, figuring out yourself, having a self-mastery. That is what will now go ahead to help you master other people and know the right way to relate with them so as to produce a positive result, so as to have a positive outcome. Another component of emotional intelligence is self-management. When you understand yourself, understand your temperament, you will know how to manage yourself. And you will also know how to manage yourself when you are in the midst of people. Now, you can be in the midst of people you are familiar with. Of course, the way you will relate with those people in that circle is different. The way I relate with people in my circle, my family members, my close friends, people in the same level with me and all that, the way I relate with them will definitely be different from the way I will relate with someone that I am yet to know, or someone that I'm yet to figure out. Okay, so that is what self-management is all about. When you are self-aware, you manage yourself better. When you are self-aware, you manage other people better because you've figured yourself out, you understand yourself better. Another component of emotional intelligence is social skills. Do you have the right social skills? Do you know how to relate with people and get the best out of them? This is one of the things we'll be looking at today. Another component of emotional intelligence is empathy. Empathy is important. The ability for you to put yourself in other people's shoes, feel what they are feeling, help them to navigate through life is important. The next component of emotional intelligence is motivation. Are you self-motivated, or do you need someone else to motivate you? These are some of the things you need to understand as a person. So we've already looked at the meaning of emotional intelligence. Why is it important? Why is this topic important? Leaders who can work with others well can foster individual, team, and organizational success. I've worked with different organizations. I've worked with chief pharmaceuticals as their brand communication officer. And you know, as a brand communication officer, you relate with people. You talk to people. You are a representative of the brand. You are the one in direct contact with the people, with the consumers, with your customers. So if you have a strong mastery of emotional intelligence, it will help you to foster individual, team, and organizational success. Secondly, when we are in touch with our emotions, we are at choice. We are able to take control of our emotions and our actions rather than letting our emotions control us. When you figure yourself out, when you understand yourself better, when you are hands-on at the mastery of yourself, knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, knowing when to allow your strengths fly, and knowing when to, allow others make up for your weaknesses. When you have a strong mastery of this, you are always in charge. And invariably, you are not just in charge of yourself, you are also in charge of other people, because you are doing the right thing that will produce a positive result from others. So it is something that will help you in every aspect of your life. Now, there is a research that 80% to 90% of the competencies that differentiate top performers are in the domain of emotional intelligence. Top performers in every area of your life. Now, what makes up emotional intelligence? Self-reflection, self-soothing, empathy, like we said. And what are the characteristics of emotionally intelligent people? What features, what attributes, what characteristics, what traits will you see in people and say, yes, of a truth, this person is emotionally intelligent? One, they are change agents. Emotionally intelligent people are not afraid of change or taking a risk. Remember, when you understand yourself, there is a confidence that comes with self-mastery. When you understand yourself, there is a kind of boost it adds to whatsoever you do. There is a kind of energy you radiate because you are an embodiment of self-mastery. You figured yourself out. You know, just the way scientists do research. When scientists are performing research, they keep trying and trying. We were meant to know that Thomas Edison had to perform 999 research, and he wasn't successful at that till he performed one more research and figured the whole thing out. Can you imagine the excitement he will have at figuring out electricity? So when you are emotionally intelligent, you have figured yourself out, and it gives you a kind of confidence. When you speak with authority. When you are with people, you know how to navigate your way. You know how to meander your way. When you are relating with people, because of what? You have self-mastery, which comes as a result of being emotionally intelligent. And this makes you a change agent. When you speak, people listen. When people see you, they will know that there is something about you There is an aura of excellence you carry. There is an aura of boldness you embody because of what? You are emotionally intelligent. So you can see this is a rare skill. It makes you have what it takes to take risks, right? Life is a risk. Waking up every morning is a risk because you don't even know what will happen the next day. So when you're emotionally intelligent, it makes you a change agent. And this helps you to help others. It makes you a great leader. Another thing, it makes you self-aware. When you are self-aware, you are in charge of your life. You know what is your strength, like I said earlier, and you know what is your weaknesses. I know my weaknesses, and if I'm in a team, if I'm working with my team members, I know my weaknesses as a person. So I allow another person to take the lead in that area that I am weak because I understand myself. I can't allow myself to do everything, including the things I'm not excellent at. No. So being emotionally intelligent makes you know when to step back, know when to take the back seats for people who are strong in that area to take the lead. It takes emotional intelligence to figure that out. Another thing is emotionally intelligent people are balanced people. Because they know when to do their plus and minuses, they are balanced. They know when to move forward. They know when to take some step back. They know when to stand up and fight for their rights. And they know when to sit to fight for their rights. Because it's not every time that you need to stand to fight for their rights. And they also know when to implore the power of silence. Because sometimes silence speaks volume. So emotional intelligence mastery helps you figure these things out. So what are the signs of low emotional intelligence? When you see people being argumentative, is a sign of low emotional intelligence. When I'm relating with people, like I said, the way I relate with people in my circle, people that I'm familiar with, is different from the way you relate with people you are not familiar with, or people that you don't really know, because you don't even know if these people are more knowledgeable than you are. You don't know how far they've gone. So the way you relate with them is different. But when you see people being too argumentative, it's not every argument that you must win. It's not every argument that you should indulge. Sometimes when you are relating with people, and you know that these are people that you need in your network because of what you want to gain from them. Maybe you want to collaborate with them, you want to partner with them. What do? You learn. You humble yourself and learn. When you are being argumentative, it doesn't give room for learning. So emotionally intelligent people don't argue with everyone. You mustn't win every argument. You mustn't argue. Argument is not a proof of intelligence. No, it's not. I have this rule, and it has helped me over the years, even in the corporate world. I always, when you say something, even when you are wrong, I said, okay, that's fine. Except you seek my opinion, except you ask me, what is your opinion? I will not say anything. Because of what? I value my relationship with people, my relationship with you, more than winning that particular argument. So if you are emotionally intelligent, you should prioritize people, your relationship with people on the long run. The stability of the relationship, making the relationship long-lasting, that should be your focus. And sometimes when you argue with people, they will eventually withdraw from you, which affects your further relationship with them. So you can see that from your circle, from your network, you've lost one person. You get the point. So you need to prioritize your relationship with people over winning an argument. It's better you lose an argument and win a friend than win an argument and lose a friend. Very important. Another sign of low emotional intelligence is not listening. When someone is having a conversation with you, you are meant to listen to understand, not listening to get a counterpoint, a point to use and counter what the person is saying. There is what we call active listening. Active listening is listening to understand. And this includes listening to what is being said, understanding what is not being said. Because when you are communicating with people, there are salient points that the person may not be saying. But if you are an active listener, you are not just understanding the verbal words, you are also understanding what is not being said. And that is what emotional intelligence helps you decipher as a person. You will also read meaning, because when someone is saying something, there are underlying meanings. And when you are listening actively, you get the cues, you get those punchlines, you get those underlying meanings in what is being said. But if you have low emotional intelligence, you are not even listening, like you are lost in your own world. And you are not ready to open your mind up to assimilate what the next person is saying, which could be a life-changing point for you, which could be a life-transforming point for you. So you see why listening actively is important. Another sign of low emotional intelligence is blaming others. A low emotionally intelligent person, we always blame others for their woes. We always blame others for their gross irresponsibility. Whatsoever they didn't get right is caused by others. And when you are living that kind of life, you won't even be self-aware. You will not understand yourself. Because self-awareness makes you responsible. It makes you tell yourself, oh, while I was relating with this person, I think I messed up here. You are acknowledging where you got it wrong. And when you acknowledge where you got it wrong, it means you will definitely make it right. You will definitely correct it. Because it's just like someone that misplaced a car key. When you misplace your car key, what do? You don't just go all over the house searching for it. No, you take a seat and ask yourself, when was the last time I handled that key? If you can figure out the last time you handled your car key, knowing where you left the key becomes easier to discover. It becomes easier to understand. And that's what happens when you are self-aware. When you understand yourself, you have discovered yourself. So you know, okay, where did I get it wrong? When I was relating with my boss, where did I get it wrong? When I was discussing with my junior colleague, did I get it any wrong? Did I say what I want to say in a wrong way? Or was I able to communicate in such a way that I will get the needed results I want to get without making my junior staff feel undermined or delegated to the background? So when you keep blaming others, you won't get better yourself. And another sign of low emotional intelligence is emotional outbursts. You see some people tell you, oh, No, this is just me. No, this is not you. Because in life, we live our lives to learn, unlearn, and relearn. When we were born, we came into this world with a plain heart. Our mind was in a state of tabula rasa, which means blank. Every child came into this world with their mind blank. So when you keep relating from your family, the environment where you were raised, they keep leaving what is called imprints on your mind. And this imprint is what forms you as a person. It could be societal imprint, it could be family imprint, it could be environmental imprint, because we are all a result of nature and nurture. There is something nurturing where you are nurtured. Who nurtured you? Who raised you? There are imprints that each of these people left in you. And some of these things can cause emotional triggers if not well handled. A lot of adults have traumatic childhood, and these things are affecting them, and they don't even know how to help themselves. So when you see someone who is always angry, maybe an entry-level staff, but you are always so full of yourself, you don't want to listen to anyone, you don't want anyone to correct you, and when you are being corrected on the job, you get offended. When your colleague or your supervisor corrects you, you get offended. Emotional outburst is a sign of low emotional intelligence, because you are yet to tackle it. And if you don't tackle it, some people will definitely avoid you, because there are people that don't want you to stain them with your disrespect. So they will definitely stay clear. And when they stay clear, it might delay your promotion in the office. It might delay you from being nominated for trainings, things that will help you. And this is how a lot of people have missed out in their organizations. Oh, I've worked in this organization for 5 years and I've not gotten my promotion. What is your record? Are you having a cantankerous nature, always receiving query every week due to emotional outbursts? So these are some signs of emotional intelligence, low signs of emotional intelligence that you need to work on. Because the goal is for you to exhibit a high level of emotional intelligence, which will help your relationship building. Because you need the right people to get to your next level. So that takes us to the next point. 8 qualities of emotionally intelligent people. Remember, we've looked at signs of low emotional intelligence. So we are looking at 8 qualities of emotionally intelligent people. The first one is they invest in personal growth. If you are emotionally intelligent, you will know that, no, you need to grow. Even as humans, aside the physical growth, if you give birth to a child, I'm a mother of 2. The time I had my babies, they were babies, but now they have grown. They now have a choice. They can tell you, Mommy, I don't want to wear that. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. And you need to get an alternative for them. They have a choice now. So you must grow in life. You must pursue growth no matter what. You can't be stagnant. Emotionally intelligent people pursue growth because they know that they need to update their skills. They know they need to learn. They know that relating with people is a function of, I always tell people this. I always say this. I said, you need to operate on an elevated level of consciousness. There is an elevated level of consciousness that makes you relate with people that are higher than you and earn their respect. And you will not earn their respect if you are not growing. Not physically this time around, but mentally, socially, financially, and in every aspect, professionally. Personal growth is important. Another thing is emotionally intelligent people focus on solutions, not on problems. We have so many people that are always focusing on problems. If I'm your manager and you are my staff and you are always bringing problems to me, I won't be happy with you. I want a situation where you bring problems and profile solutions, suggest solutions that will help us tackle that problem as an organization. This is important. Emotionally intelligent people focus on solution. They are solution-driven, results-oriented. They focus on the results, not on challenges, not on the things that will make you foot drag. No. Another thing about emotionally intelligent people, they live in the moment. They live in the moment because they make each moment count. Remember, when they are relating with you, if an emotionally intelligent person is relating with you, the person prioritizes their relationship with you over everything. So it makes them understand even what you are not saying. And this helps them to give you 100% attention. So they live in the moment. They celebrate their successes. Of course, you need to celebrate every little win. Every little win matters because you cannot make a giant step without making baby steps. There is no giant that was not once a baby. So you must celebrate your milestones. You must celebrate your little wins. Very important. When you celebrate your little wins, it gives you the confidence, the morale. It gives you the necessary adrenaline that you need to get to the next level. Emotionally intelligent people take responsibility. They have a positive view on life. They embrace change. A lot of people find it difficult to change. A lot of people find it difficult to adjust. They will tell you, this is how I've been doing it. When I was in the other organization, this is how I did it. No, change is constant. Change is constant. It's one of the things that are constant in life. So we need to keep changing. We need to keep evolving. We need to keep metamorphosing. Another thing about emotionally intelligent people is that they communicate in a clear and respectful way. You don't, if you disrespect people, when you want to chat someone, when you want to send a mail, you won't even greet. It means you're not emotionally intelligent. I was handling a training a certain time, and I was telling the young professionals something. I said, as a young professional, if you are emotionally intelligent, you will know the kind of way, the way to address people in your emails. Very important. You can't be addressing a 70-year-old woman from a particular tribe and you are calling her dear, and you are putting her name in your mail. You are not emotionally intelligent. Some people will tell you, yes, it's a corporate world. You address people by their first name. Yes, that is true. But some people came from a part of the world. Some people came from a particular tribe where respect is the hallmark of your relationship with them. So if you are to relate with these people, send an email, even though you are not seeing them physically. You need to be respectful in the way you address them. Because if you address them the wrong way, You may not get the outcome that you desire. You may not get the right results you look forward to getting. So emotionally intelligent people communicate in a clear and respectful way. Both physical communication, written communication, any form of communication at all. Very important. So building relationships is about more than understanding others. It's making people feel understood. And if you must make people feel understood, you must show them you are interested in them and your attention is focused on them. Like I've already said earlier. So this is another quote: slow down and make building relationships as important as building projects. You know, we are looking at emotional intelligence and its impact on relationship building. And I told you something when I was starting. I said we cannot talk about this topic without understanding the fundamentals, without understanding the building blocks. So when you are relating with people, see building relationships as building projects. You don't rush it. You don't instigate a relationship at a snap of a finger. No, you build it. And there are little things that matter, and you need to be patient and walk through the process of relationship building. Okay? Now let's look at the 7 C's of communication. There is no relationship without communication. Even in marriage, in marital relationship, husband and wife talk. Husband and wife communicate. In your workplace, you communicate. There is horizontal relationship and vertical relationship. And both the horizontal and vertical are focused on communication. Communication is the bedrock of every relationship. So these are the 7 C's that will help you in your relationship with others. The first is being clear. When you are making a statement, be clear. Be clear on your expectations. When you are writing a mail, be clear. When you are communicating, be clear. Just the same way I'm having this training with each and every one of you, and I'm as clear as possible because I don't need to use high vocabularies. I don't need to use high didactic languages that will make you struggle with comprehensibility. I need to be so clear in a way that you understand what I'm saying. So clarity is important in your communication with people. Be as clear as possible so that you will leave loopholes and you won't have gray areas. Okay? The next one is concise. You need to be concise. Being concise means straight to the point. Be straight to the point. Make your communication as short as possible. Also be concrete. Be concrete. Be solid in the information you are giving. When you want to give out an information, make sure it is concrete. It's a concrete information. An important information. Also ensure what you want to say, what you want to communicate is correct. Ensure that whatever you're saying is correct. And later, whatever you say, if you should be called upon to repeat it, let it be correct. When you make a correct statement and you are being called upon, even when you are sleeping, to say the same thing, you will say the same thing because what you said ab initio, your first statement is correct. So the next one is consider. You need to be considerate in your communication with people. I'm also a relationship counselor. So I was discussing with a young man and he told me that, yes, he told his wife that she's a liability. She told the wife, you are a liability. You are not bringing anything to the table. You came into this marriage without bringing anything to the table. And the wife started crying. So the wife was actually the one that reached out to me for counseling. And I said, I need to speak with you and your husband. So when in the process of communicating with them, much later, I told the man, I would like to have a private conversation with you, because I didn't want to tell him what I want to tell him in the presence of the wife. So the wife had to end the call, and I continued with the husband. And I told him, you were not being considerate when you were telling your wife that she didn't bring anything to the table, that she's a liability, that she's not an asset. This is a young girl that you married when she is 20 years old. You are 36 years old, and this lady is just 20. She's not even a graduate. She's in her final year. So what do you want her to bring to the table? You are the one that, if you actually want someone that will have something to bring, you should have married someone within your age bracket. You are 36, you would have gone for a 26-year-old lady or a 30-year-old lady. A 30-year-old lady has worked for years and must have something in her savings. So if you're looking for someone that will bring something to the table, you don't look for a final year student that is yet to get her certificate, her BSc. And you're telling her she's not an asset, that she's not bringing something to the table. You are not considerate by making that statement. Because if you are considerate, you will understand that she is just a student. A student is dependent. A student needs to be given, not being the one giving you. And it was at that point that the man said, oh, I get it now, madam. I get it now. I'm really sorry for that statement. And I encouraged him to apologize to the wife. So you see, in our daily communication with people, we should be considerate. You don't see someone in an organization that has a health condition you are aware of as the boss, and you are tackling the person on productivity. You are telling the person, you are not productive, you are not productive. No, you are aware this person has a health condition, and that health condition would definitely be limiting. So either you look for someone else, or you decide to at least employ someone else to relieve the person. If the person has worked in your organization for so many years and you can't just let the person go like that, you need to be considerate. So you can see in our daily relationship with people, consideration is important. You need to be complete. The next C is for complete. You need to be complete in your communication. Don't make half statements. Don't say half truths. Be complete. And you also need to be courteous. Courtesy is lacking in our society today. A lot of young people, especially the Gen Zs, are not courteous in their speech. They don't even know how to be courteous in an email. So these are the things you need to work on, because it will help your relationship building. Relationship building skills as a leader, you must be empathic. As a leader, you must be empathic. You must be emotionally intelligent. You must have great networking skills. You must have team building skills. You must have the ability to work with people. You know, sometimes I see young people telling me, oh, I don't like working with people. I like doing my thing. I like doing my thing. In an organization, you don't have your thing. Just like your body. The body, the nose cannot tell the mouth, allow me to do my thing. They are all interconnected. If something should happen to your nose, before you know it, you will start having headache. Before you know it, it will start affecting your eye. Before you know it, it will start affecting very integral parts of your body. Just the same way, if someone is having a kidney issue, before you know it, it will affect the liver. Before you know it, it will affect the heart. Before you know it, it will affect the brain. They are all interconnected, because in an organization, you are a team. In an organization, you are a team. And each team is made of links. Each of the links cannot exist on their own. It is a chain because it is interconnected. The interconnectivity of links is what creates a chain. So you don't isolate yourself and say, oh, I don't like working. I don't like working as a team. I like doing my own thing. No, no. You need to learn to work with others, because it's a joint force. It's not, the organizational goals cannot be achieved in isolation. It's not a one-person thing. That's why you are employed and other people were employed, so that all of you can work together, just the way ants come together and form an ant hill that is so powerful. That is how you need to join forces with your colleagues in the office and make sure that the organizational goals are achieved. Interpersonal skills, the way you relate with others, non-verbal communication skills, very important. When I was talking about active listening, I told you that active listening includes understanding non-verbal communication. What someone is saying and what the person is not saying. They are all important. And we have the verbal communication, listening skills. These are relationship building skills you need as a leader. So how can students improve their relationship management? We've looked at relationship building. So how do you improve your relationship management? Number one, by understanding your emotions and how to control them. Another thing, it allows you to communicate more effectively and forge stronger relationships. Working well with others is a process that begins with emotional awareness. Like I said, emotional intelligence begins with self-awareness, understanding yourself, understanding your emotions, because it helps your ability to recognize and understand what other people are experiencing. Once emotional awareness is in play, you can effectively develop additional social and emotional skills that will make your relationships more effective, fruitful, and fulfilling. Very important. So, how do you become aware of how effectively you use nonverbal communication? How do you become aware? The first one is, it's impossible to avoid sending nonverbal communication to others about what you think and feel. When you are communicating with someone and the person is observing, knowingly or unknowingly, you express yourself non-verbally. It could be a smile. It could be nodding your head. It could be, you know, each of these expressions have their meaning. Some people, when you tell them something, they'll do. When you do like that, you're telling the person what you're saying does not make sense. And some people, they do all these things unconsciously. But if you are emotionally intelligent, you will know how to use the right nonverbal skill to communicate a positive outcome, to communicate something positive to a person. The next one is the many muscles in the face, especially those around the eyes. The muscles around the eyes, the muscles around the nose, mouth, forehead, help you wordlessly convey your own emotions, as well as read other people's emotional intent. Of course, when you are talking to me, I'm reading you, not just what you are saying. I'm reading your mannerism. The way you are saying the things you are saying. What you are saying is actually, when someone is communicating, what you are saying is actually like 40%. The nonverbal takes over most of the time. So you need to be aware of these things and have a strong mastery of them. Because in your journey as a leader, you are going to communicate with great people. You're going to meet different social categories of people. People who are operating in different social strata. And these things are important. I am the founder of Mommy and I magazine. And while we were still publishing, we featured a lot of notable people. A lot of A-list people in Nigeria have been featured on Mommy and I. And when you are relating, I've had the privilege of meeting these people, interviewing them one-on-one. And they read all these things. Sometimes they're not listening to what you are saying. It is how you said it. But because of my strong mastery of emotional intelligence, I'm always able to send the right message I need to send at every point in time. A lot of them, after the interview section, they will say, oh, Missy, because when I started this as before I even got married. So they will say, Miss Esther, I love the way you speak. You are quite respectful. You know how to honor someone. You know how to be respectful. And it always shows me that, yes, I was able to make an impact and relate with this person. And a lot of them, even after being featured, they invite us to their events. Some of them even use the magazine for their housewarming parties, their birthday parties, because of relationship. So you have to be mindful of this. Another thing is recognizing the number of messages that you send to others can play a huge part in improving your relationship. Like I said, you are relating with someone who is obviously older than you. It's just like, for instance, respected Professor Elizabeth Lucas. Imagine her discussing with you physically. I don't mean online now. I don't mean virtually. Imagine discussing with you face to face and you are on your phone. You are pressing your phone. Okay, ma. Okay, I'm listening to you. And you are typing with your phone. What kind of impression do you think she will have about you as her student? What kind of inference do you think she would draw from your character? But these are the mistakes I see young people making each passing day. And I seem not to wrap my head around it. How you will be discussing with someone who is obviously older than you, and you are not attentive. You are playing with your phone. So it is a non-verbal communication. You just communicated something that you are not so big on respect. And that is not the kind of inference. That is not the kind of thing people should be saying about you. Okay, so let's quickly go to the next one. Okay, these are different faces. This is a face of happiness. This is a face of sadness. This is a face of anger. This is a face of fear. So you can see all the expressions, the eyes, the nose, the forehead, the mouth. You can see the expressions on the faces. That's nonverbal communication cues. So in your quest to master emotional intelligence, you need to also know how to use humor and play to relieve stress. There are times that you need to, throw respectful humors, laughter, play natural antidotes to stress. These are play natural antidotes to stress. They lessen your burden and help you keep things in perspective. And laughter is good. So you need to incorporate all these things in your communication. You need to also see conflict as an opportunity to grow closer to others. I always tell people, in your relationship with people, conflict is not the problem, because you will definitely have an altercation with someone, no matter what. In fact, if you are emotionally intelligent, at a point you will see people who will be envious of you, people who will be jealous of you because of how you relate with people. They will just feel, why is it that almost everybody is liking this person? Is she the only one in the office? Is he the only one in this office? And it will trigger something in them. So these people, this set of people will intentionally want to have conflict with you. They will be intentional about it. And they will trigger you. They will do things to trigger you. But if you understand that conflict is not an issue, what is actually an issue is how the conflict is being resolved. If it is not resolved properly, that's when it becomes an issue. You can disagree to agree. You can have conflict and resolute. So you need to also have a mastery of conflict resolution as an emotionally intelligent person. Always maintain a positive attitude, no matter what. Even in an organization, when you have a fallout, it could even be your boss, maybe shouting at you or telling you you are not meeting the company's targets. What do? Okay, I'm sorry, sir. Still maintain a positive attitude. It is not a time for you to start giving a different kind of face or trying to avoid your boss or trying to shy away from their presence. No, maintain a positive attitude. Communicate respectfully and look for win-win situations. Learn how to negotiate properly. Learn how to reach a compromise. Learn how to do barter. Sometimes barter with people. Okay, this is what I want you to do for me, and this is what I want to gain in return. A lot of organizations do it. A lot of multinationals do it. They barter. So learn how to employ all these things. And finally, how can students improve their relationship management? Remember, we started from emotional intelligence, then we graduated to relationship, then we went further to relationship building, and now we are talking of relationship management, because when you have built the relationship, you need to manage the relationship. And that is what I'm teaching you today. So one of the ways you can manage relationship as a student, improve your relationship management, is by enhancing your natural communication style. Enhance your natural communication style. Your natural communication style, very important. Think about your interactions with others and how you typically communicate in both relaxed and stressful encounters. Be honest with yourself and identify a few positive and negative communication traits you possess. This will help you. Then make conscious efforts, to navigate your way. For instance, when I'm tired, when I'm really, really stressed out, I just want to rest. And anything you're telling me at that point, when I'm really stressed out, I wouldn't really give you a feedback. You will get more of, okay. Because of course, my body system is shutting down. It's signaling that I need to rest. So whatever I want to say, sharing my opinion at that time will further elongate the conversation. So my brain is telling me, do all you can to make this conversation as short as possible. So if you meet me at that time with your reports or with something you want me to look into, a document you want me to go through, you are not going to get the best of me at that time. Also, for those of us that are married, for the students that are married in the academy, this also transcends to your relationship with your spouse. Know when to communicate to get results. You don't see your husband stressed out and you want to have a difficult conversation. There are tough conversations. So know when to have this kind of conversations. Also take feedback well. It's not every time that you get a yes. I've gotten a lot of no's in my life. So it's not every time that you get a yes, and it's normal. It's part of life. Express respect and appreciation. Always be respectful in your dealings, in your communication with people. You know why? When you are respectful, when you are appreciative, when you are courteous, you are actually letting the other person know that these are your values. This is how you are. You are well raised. So it's not about you being disrespectful. It's about you showing that you are not well raised. You are not properly trained. You are not exposed to know that courtesy and politeness are the basic things you can offer to someone. So this is important. So we have come to the end of today's lecture. Thank you so much, Prof. Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas. I don't take this opportunity for granted at all. I'm so happy to be here, and I enjoyed myself having this session.
Wow, wow, wow. What an in-depth that you've really shared with us today. Amazing, amazing. I know you have something in store for us, so that is why I have to invite you to come and share with us. I was even thinking at the beginning that you're going to share your story briefly, but I think you were so time conscious, and you went straight to the point. But then I will not take it for granted. I will still ask those stories. About your magazine, Mommy and I, can you throw light to that for me, please? Can you bring your slides down so that we can have a good discussion?
Okay. Okay.
Yes. About your Mommy and I.
Yes. Mommy and I magazine is a publication from Mommy and I Media. And we started in year 2017. Because as at that time, I discovered we didn't have a whole lot of motherhood blogs. We didn't have a platform that reaches out to women who are married, trying to navigate their marriage, trying to navigate the journey of motherhood and career. You know, is a tough transitioning for a lot of women.
Yeah.
You know, so we didn't have a platform to inspire these women. And before then, I have been a relationship and marriage coach for years on this Facebook. I run a community called Ladies Let's Talk International. So we have over 8,000 members in the community, and it's a platform where a lot of women share their problems, their challenges, and all. So I said, okay, I need to create a platform where women who are married and because of motherhood, childbirth, they are finding it difficult to still navigate and advance in their career as a result of motherhood. So I had to reach out to top A-list women who are doing amazing things in Nigeria. These women are mothers. They've been married for years. They are doing well. Their children are well raised, and they are doing exceptionally well. They are distinguished in their area of, in their career. So I had to look out for these women. On Mommy and I magazine, we featured the P1 ambassador, a lady by name Funke Kehinde. Funke Kehinde, Dr. Funke Kehinde, she is the P1 ambassador. She actually won a house and different cars. She has done a whole lot in the real estate industry. In Nigeria, she is one of the top real estate women doing amazing well. And she has even transcended beyond the shores of Nigeria to Africa at large. So we had to reach out to her, and she had a section with us where she shared how she's able to work, be a real estate giant, and still navigate motherhood, being a wife, and everything in between. She had to share their story. Now, these women, they don't share their stories with us for free. It's come as a cost because we are actually a company and we need money to print the magazine. We need money to maintain our website. We need money to pay our staff, the people that will do the photographs, for those of them that require to have a photograph section, to have a photo shoot section with us and all that. So all these things are embedded in the cost. So at the end of the day, they tell us, okay, this is the number of copies we want you to print. I want to have 20 copies of this. I want to have 30 copies of this. Some go for 50 copies, depending on what they want to achieve. We once featured the ambassador of United Nations, the person representing Nigerian women in United Nations. We've also featured top A-list actresses who are doing amazingly well. In fact, there was a particular feature that we had that ministered to me personally, even though I wasn't married at that stage. We featured a widower. That was 2018 April edition. And she shared her experiences on how widows are being maltreated in Nigeria, how her 2 children were taken away from her, and her husband didn't leave a dime in his name for herself and her children. So she actually had to come to Lagos, improve herself, develop herself, and went back to fight for her children. Because no, the husband didn't leave anything for her, didn't leave anything for the children, but she's not going to watch her children roast away in the village without having the best kind of life in the city. So this woman fought for her children till she got custody of her children. And one of her daughters is actually a graduate. So we have so many of these women that we featured. We featured Dr. Nkechi Harry Ngonadi. Dr. Nkechi Harry Ngonadi, she has one of the most reputable clothing brand in Nigeria. And she is also a minister. If you go to her page on Instagram, NHN Culture, her page has over 400,000 followers.
Wow.
Her husband was one of the intelligence officers in the Navy. So they share their experiences, how the challenges they had in their union, the challenges they had in their marriage, because our goal is to let women know that you can actually be more, even as a married man with children, as a married woman with children. You don't need to say, oh, my children will not allow me. I want to write books, but my children will not allow me. I want to advance in my career, but my children will not allow me. I want to go for fresh courses, but my children would not allow me. No. If you are reading amazing stories from these women, if you are reading amazing stories from those women, you will know that you too can do it.
That's right.
I am a mother. I'm a mom of 2 toddlers. And more often than not, people always ask me, how do you do this? Like, you are everywhere. And the truth is, there is nothing I do today that is hindering me from playing my role as a wife and as a mother to my children. I'm actually a protective mother, that kind of mother that doesn't want the children to get affected by external factors and all that. So sometimes I can be paranoid about it, but you know, you can't overprotect these children. At some point, you need to understand that God is the one that protects us all.
Yeah.
So there is much that you can do. But then you shouldn't allow your career or whatsoever you are doing to interfere with your role as a mother, because at the end of the day, these children are your investment, which is what we try to let our fans. We have a page on Facebook, over 34,000 followers, and we have so many posts that have hit over 6 million. I always share this from time to time on my personal page. So we let these women know that motherhood is not something you should feel you are enslaved. No, you can be a great mom and an amazing wife and still achieve your dreams. It is achievable. Other women are doing it. I am doing it. Today, this year, I published 6 books. I published 3 books this year.
Well
And that
done.
was my goal for the year. And before July, I've already smashed that goal. So I'm looking for another goal to set for myself. And I'm a mother.
Congratulations.
So
Congratulations.
these are the things we need women to know. And that's what we do on Mommy and I. Now, our business was affected during the COVID because we, before COVID-19, the COVID became very difficult because a lot of things now went visual. A lot of things went online and people were no longer going for the hard copies. So we had to slow down during the COVID-19. And what we now do is to feature the stories of those women on our website. So we are shifting the attention to the website. If you go to our website, you will read a lot of things on motherhood. You read a lot of things on feminine health, femininity, motherhood, how to take care of yourself as a woman, because we are Mommy and I. The mother, the I in the mommy shows the environment, what is happening around the mommy. A mommy at the center, navigating the goal. So the I could be the baby, your children. The I could be your work. The I could be your purpose for living. It could also be your vision. So everything that centers around the mother is what we are after. So, I promise you that we will feature you, that we will have a feature with you. But then what stopped it was we were trying to maintain our website at that time. And the person that would do it wasn't available. So it was almost like I made a promise and I was caught in between. Okay, I don't want to have an issue with this person. I've worked with this person for years. And if he's not available to fix this, I need to give him time and not rush him. So I was caught in between the two, yes. And I had to reach out to you and say, I want to make this happen, but this is the challenge we are having at the moment.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
So we have a lot of things we want mothers, women to know that you can actually be all. Yes, you can.
Yes, you
can be a mom and achieve your dreams as a mom.
Do you know that you are talking as well? I can just let you know that my first successful business started when I was housewife here in UK. And I end up having about 6 shops and run market, even while I'm still nursing my children and also being a good wife, submissive to my husband. I just started that. It's a matter of mind. Like I always say, that mind is everything. So it's a matter of what you have in your mindset. If your mindset says you can do it, then you can. You just have to prepare yourself. Do you also know that even while I'm running all these businesses, I wasn't educated at all? I wasn't educated at all. It was when my children started growing and they are now in late secondary school that I said, I need to go, because this is the person that doesn't even have GCSE. I don't have any.
You have such an inspiring story.
And I keep building. I mean, while I was building that business, I was also building my skills, being creative. When I came to this country, I came as a typist, but I ended up becoming a creative secretary and administrator. And that really helps me a lot. Imagine somebody that hasn't got good English or doesn't go to school, then become somebody being employed as desktop publishing in a local government management board. So it's because you set your mind to it and then you say to yourself, you can do it. And if I may tell you that it was when I had, I was struck down with stroke. Then I said that during that time, I can't go to work because of my physical condition. But I said, even if I can't go to work, my brain should work.
Mm,
And you'll be
wow.
surprised that I went back to school. I start from the scratch. I don't mind how it goes. And then after finishing it, I end up having a first degree in business and management at the age of 50.
Oh my God.
So, and then, I mean, even when I was in class, the teachers were looking at me because remember, I said I've been running a business before going for the theory.
Wow.
You know, I've started running the business, doing one kind of thing before I now went for so it's like when they now ask me those questions, those question papers, I use my experience of what I've done or what I was doing. I use my experience to answer the question. And then
Wow.
sometimes they end up giving me distinction, merit, and all those kind of things. And guess what? And apart from that, I was the oldest in the class. The next to me was 35.
Wow.
So I was the oldest in class, but you wouldn't know because I have the heart of I have a young heart.
Yes,
So
you're young at heart.
so I mingle with them. We go out, we watch film, we do everything.
Wow.
And then I still motivate them as well. So apart from the fact that I'm a student, I'm also motivating my colleagues that they
Yes.
can do it, they can, and they were looking at me that what an amazing, even something happened because of my blood pressure. So the hospital here in UK, they have to put a machine on me so that
Wow.
they can be recording it in the hospital. But that doesn't stop me. I still took that machine inside of me to the class. The only person that knew about it was the
Wow.
person that is sitting with me. And I said, if you hear all this blim, 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 don't be alert, don't panic. It's just the machine that I'm putting on for them to monitor my BP. And I remember also when I had an operation, and we have to submit our what do you call it now, dissertation. I've prepared everything, but I didn't want anything. I don't want to give excuse, and at the same time I don't want anything to stop me. Immediately they discharged me from the hospital. I took a cab. I went straight to submit my dissertation, and people were saying, are you crazy? I said, because my mind is there and I have to pass it. I don't want to repeat it. I don't want to give excuse, and I don't want to drop out. I've got to finish it well. On the day of the graduation, on the day of my graduation, everybody went, because I have my gray hair as well, and I couldn't walk properly because of my side that has been affected because of the stroke. So I couldn't walk. But the way I was walking majestically and taking it easy, and I went to get this something, everybody was just giving me an applause.
I'm applauding you.
So what I'm trying to tell people that no condition is permanent. And nothing should stop you. Yes. I remember when I started the business, I was telling my co-women then, in my community, that even if you are raising your children up, you can still do something. You can study. You can use any other resources. And I remember during that time, I don't know if you know about Les Brown, Tony Robinson, all these motivational speaker. Yes. I used to invest my money, my pocket money. I have to invest it into their CD cassette. That's what they used that time. CD, cassette, books. And I will invest into all those, and I will be studying. So it's not only about the four walls corner of classroom. You can study, you can learn, and nothing should disturb you. And exactly. I remember by that time that I went to university, I was fully well prepared. This is the person that failed GCSE or that didn't have any GCSE, but I was fully well prepared because I did not know, I did not let my mind to hold me back. I have to make sure I store it with the positive. Even when people say, you can't get a good job in this country, just go and do cleaning job. I started with cleaning job because I have to start somewhere. But I didn't stay there for long because I told them, I said, I will work in the organization as a secretary. He said, with this condition, I said, I will develop myself. And that is how I'd keep developing myself, believing in me to do the job. And by the time I finished, I was really successful in businesses. I was successful in coaching and mentoring. I was successful in other things. And now I'm even crowned it up with books I've been dreaming for a long time to write. And now I'm writing many and publishing many books. So, I mean, if I tell you now that I do not let any knowledge go me past. As you are looking at this lady, I can create so many things. And because I became even the PA to the director of the company. And at the same time, I was creative. Even to the extent that there was a time they have to double up my salary because they think they are underpaying me for the skills that I am bringing into the organization.
Yes.
So these are the motive that we are sharing. And that's why I appreciate your mommy and I appreciate what you are doing, because if many of us can continue stirring our people up and say, you can do it. Don't let any condition hold you back, because you've already been deposited with that greatness. You've already been deposited with that gift. Everybody's got gift. Everybody is creative. They just need to, I mean, I like the way you started your discussion. It's just have to recognize who you are. Once you recognize who you are, then recognize the gift that is in you.
Exactly.
Then you'll be able to know the skills to build alongside of your gifts. Like I always say to people, you know, when the Bible says your gift will make room for you. Oh, yes.
Yes.
I said, when you discover it. Because if you don't discover your gift, if you don't develop your gift, it cannot make room for you.
Exactly. And that's the idea behind one of my books, Monetize It.
Exactly.
Yes, because I'm teaching people how to monetize their talents, gifts for financial advancement.
Exactly.
Your gifts are not for fancy.
No, it's for you for you, because God has already equipped us, and people don't understand that. It's just like when people will say, oh, until I go to US, until I go to UK, then that's my passion play on what they call it, by green pasture, or until I go there, I'll survive. No. The reason why you move around, probably environment. But whatever you're looking for is here.
Yes.
You just have to discover it. Because the one day we were traveling to North, myself and my husband were traveling to northern part of Nigeria, of UK. And oh my God, there was a long queue. So it's a very long traffic. And I said to my husband, do you know what these people have come to do? He said, well, to watch football, of course, because I know that David Beckham was playing that time and other people like that. But can I shock you? Do you know that David Beckham and others discover their gift and they develop it and they're demonstrating it? And now people are queuing up, not for free, not for free. They're queuing up. They will buy their expensive ticket. Or let me even shock you, World Cup that everybody can be crazy of. People here in UK, they've booked their tickets a year before. They've booked their ticket, they've booked their holiday. Why? So that they can go and watch somebody that developed their gift and they are demonstrating it. So, and that is what we need to give them, this kind of mindset. The I can't is not in the dictionary.
Exactly.
You have to be can, because you have everything it takes for you to become, to achieve, and to demonstrate. So when I now being fascinated about your money, I hope I can get one copy one day. You know,
yes, it's on the website.
Okay.
Yes.
So as I say yes, because we need to. And then when I listen to one of your stories about your relationship between you and your mom, I say yes, these are the kind of things we need to hear. Yes. I need to hear. The world need to hear. Nigerians need to hear. Africans need to hear, because sometimes we easily put ourselves down. and we are looking for others. And others you are looking for, they develop themselves. They develop their country. They build their skills. You need to do the same thing. Dubai
Exactly.
that everybody is rushing to was
They develop
they
themselves.
develop themselves. So the point there is, it depends on their mindset. Some people depend on the government to help them do everything, but the little government can do. And I believe in the nation of Nigeria, we have millionaires, but their millionaires is only based on their how many cars they have, how many properties they have, those kind of things, how much they can show up on the party and blow money. That's where their richness is based on. But if we can channel their mindset and say, okay, I can create job for the younger ones. I can produce this for them to use, because we all surrounded in Nigeria with resources.
Yes.
But if we don't discover it, then you can't use it and we can't appreciate it. So instead of going to another country and become slave there, so we can do something, and people like you are enlightening us to let us know that that nation is still full of honey and milk.
Yes.
I want to say thank you so much. I know we've really used most of your time today, almost more than 1 hour, but we're really, I know that you haven't finished your teaching yet. Like I always say to people, put comma or pause, because you are still going to come back to continue. Okay. And we will knock your door again to come and share with us. So on behalf of all our leaders, our patrons and matrons of Y.Y.C.I International, we want to say, and the members and the leaders and everybody, we want to say thank you so much for sharing your wealth of wisdom and knowledge. Oh, wow. Intelligence, emotional intelligence is the key point as well in relationship. How we handle it is there, obviously, but how we handle it is another level. And you've really broke it down and you have shared it with us. And like I said, people are enjoying your messages. They say they're enjoying it, some of them. And I believe that those that will tune in later will be more than those people that are there live. And like I always say, they need to ask questions so that they can clarify what they've heard. So anytime they send me their questions, I will definitely send it to you so that you can answer those questions.
Okay,
so,
no problem.
On this point, I would like to say thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much. Right.
All right.
On this occasion, I just want to quickly do some
again, Dr. Elizabeth Lucas Afalalu, the CEO of Y.Y.C.I International, and the award-winning author of the book called Yes, You Can. Another book as well, The Love We Lost. So I just want to, if your dream does not scare you, then you need to dream again. Your love, the gift is in you. You are resourceful. You are blessed and highly favored. You have greatness in you. Until you discover who you are and your purpose on earth, you will continue to serve others. But you can serve others as a leader. And why you are a leader? Because you are doing something.
So please subscribe to YYCI.tv, YouTube channel, to gain more from our inspirational nugget of wisdom. These are programs that we are doing here in United Kingdom. So I'll just say, surround yourself with this. Let me come out. So surround yourself with the like-minded people, and also keep growing your mindset for valuable information. We've started this journey together since Sunday, and we've been been blessed with so many speakers, trainers, and mentors that have come to our platform, Yes You Can International Academy, to come and share with us on transformational leadership and relationship masterclass. So if you have missed any of them, please go back to the Yes You Can International Facebook and watch the video. Very soon, it will be available on YYCI TV and also going to a YouTube channel and also going to be available in the LinkedIn. So the only way to grow your mindset is by learning every day. Keep learning, keep focusing, and determined to finish up your course. Because if not, you will be stuck on the way in the middle of the night, and then you will be discouraged or deserted or even sometimes confused. But if you keep feeding your mindset with valuable information, then you'll be able to believe and also take actions. Take positive actions. That is the only way to defeat all the negativity and all the insecurity and all the crisis that you can find your way. Always remember this, that no condition is permanent, but the earlier you accept it, you recognize it, and you deal with it, the earlier you overcome it. So on this note, I will say, yes, you can. You can achieve, you can become, and you can be successful. It all depends on it all depends on the state of your mindset. So keep learning, keep researching, keep reading, keep watching, because it is your moment to prepare yourself for the next level. So I want to say thank you so much to all our speakers, our trainers, and our mentors for their wealth of knowledge, wisdom, and experience that they've spent their almost 1 hour each sharing with us. But guess what? Tomorrow is another new day. And tomorrow is the last day of this masterclass. Wow. We started on 2nd of July. What a way to start the beginning of the halfway through of the year 2023. Wow. So keep learning, keep researching, keep studying, and keep your focus, because you are next on the line to reach your destination and achieve all your dreams and meet your goals and be an happier you. Be blessed and highly favored. Always remember, you are who you are. Be the best of you. Be the best of your version and do the best and leave the rest. For this occasion, I will say thank you for listening. May God bless you. May God keep you. May the Lord bless you and protect you from all dangers and from evil ones. Stay tall, remain blessed, and highly favored. Stay safe and keep yourself healthy. God bless you. Bye.